Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, trolled Representative Al Green after his primary loss to Christian Menifee in Texas. Check out what this dude said. Now, keep in mind, fam, this is a 79-year-old man. He's almost 80 years old. He's a 79-year-old man, and listen to how he talks. Congratulations to the Democrat Party. Al Green, one of the most mentally deficient congressmen in the history of our country, has lost in a landslide his seat in Congress. But I will miss that lunatic not screaming and violently waving his cane at me during my next State of the Union speech. Make America great again. God bless America. President DJT. Al Green did not go down without a fight. Here's what he said. Friends, click here to see President Trump's comments about my election. Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. President, but you will hear from me again. I have more than enough time left in Congress to continue calling out your corruption. Sincerely, your unbought, unbossed, unafraid, unelected, liberated Democrat, Al Green, the people's congressman. I ain't got no problem with that. Yeah, fam, this dude right here, this dude, Donald Trump, man, he is incorrigible. Like, good God, man, when is he gonna be done? Damn. This is the type of stuff that Al Green was doing to Trump. Al Green was getting on Trump's last nerve. Al Green showed up at Trump's last speech, his last State of the Union speech, and he had that sign, Black people aren't apes. This is in response to Trump depicting Michelle and Barack Obama as apes. Let's go to this article in NBC. Freshman Rep. Christian Menifee defeated longtime Rep. Al Green in the Democratic primary runoff in Texas's 18th congressional district. NBC News projects after a rare incumbent match sparked by Republican-led redistricting efforts. And this is cold-blooded, fam. The way this redistricting has played out from the gerrymandering on the far right is wild, man, and it should be unconstitutional, but I guess it's not because it's still going. But then again, a lot of things that are unconstitutional are allowed to slide depending on who does it, right? The redraw of the state's political map pitted one of the newest members of the House Democratic Caucus against one of the longer-serving incumbents in the chamber. Menifee got 46% of the primary vote to Green's 44% in the first round, March 3rd, pushing the race to a runoff since neither got a majority. Menifee, 38, was sworn into Congress this year after he won a special election to replace Representative Sylvester Turner, a Democrat who died last year. Green, 78, opted to run in the deep blue, Houston-based 18th district after his 9th district was redrawn to make it more heavily Republican, a key part of the GOP plan to gain more seats in Texas this year. Green, who was seeking a 12th term, has been a vocal opponent of President Donald Trump, frequently pushing for his impeachment. Green was ejected from the House chamber during Trump's State of the Union address this year and in 2025 as well. For those of you who don't know, Houston is located in Harris County. Menifee is a former Harris County attorney. Both Menifee and Al Green, they made going after Trump a part of their platform. They wanted to show people that, look, I ain't afraid to go after the big bad wolf. I ain't scared of him. Look what I did. Menifee, on his behalf, he filed lawsuits against the Trump administration. Now, here's the deal, fam. I do believe that there could be Republican ops working within the Democratic Party. I'm almost certain that there are, because they just sailed through this gerrymandering thing just too easily. It didn't seem like there was hardly any resistance, Like, at the very least, if you can't do nothing else, take your argument to the people. Like, and I mean be vocal as hell. Rip something up, tear something down. Let the people know what's going on. Because one moment, everything seemed fine. The next moment, the Democrats they lost 4 seats just simply by them redrawing the maps, not by elections, not by a process of voting, but simply by the Republicans going in the room and just, I'm going to redraw this map to where we can get an advantage. And they got it. They did it. And nothing really has been done. I get it. They got the House, they got the Senate, they got the government, they got the governor's office and this and that. But, one thing that I've seen the Republicans do time and time again, it didn't matter if the Democrats were in office. They fought and they raised hell every step of the way. Like every step was a battle. They didn't let nothing slide. Even when they knew they didn't have the numbers, they still raised hell. And, that's, the way they got things done. At the end of the day, fam, I surmise that most people in America are bad people. I don't think most people are good people. I think most people in this country are bad people because it's not that they actually physically do bad things. It's what they allow to happen. They say silence is complicit. So that means that if you see something bad going down and you don't do anything about it, then that makes you just as bad, right? You're just as guilty. And I do believe a lot of people in this country are guilty of allowing bad things to go down. Like, look at how Trump operates and how people just look the other way. There's also an element in this country where people root for gangsterism. There's people in this country that really likes gangsters. They really enjoy watching gangsters move. They just don't want nothing gangster to happen to them. But they're entertained by gangsters. And they, to a large extent, they find gangsterism humorous. Yeah, they find it entertaining. This is why you have millions of posters of Scarface sold every year. That character, played by Al Pacino, is one of the most revered figures in American pop culture. Yeah. America's always celebrating gangsters. Not black ones, but they do celebrate white gangsters. Oh yeah, all day, every day. And they always trying to make it seem like they're smarter than what they were. It's amazing how they do that. In any event, Al Green is going to give Trump hell on his way out the door. He's going to go down kicking and screaming. He is not going to lay down. He's not going to take this land down. He's going to go out kicking and screaming. And I don't know if Menifee got that in him, like to challenge Trump at every turn. Al Green was trying to get Trump up out of there. He was trying to impeach every chance he got. He was very consistent on speaking out loudly against Trump. He was very vocal. So it's going to be interesting to see if Menifee can carry that torch. Now, speaking out is one thing. Getting something done is something totally different. So let's see how that goes. Let's see. Menifee is a young guy. They've been talking about new blood. They've been talking about term limits. And I think the term limit argument hurt Al Green this time around. There's a lot of people who want to see change, but also I think a big thing that hurt Al Green was the fact that Sheila Jackson Lee died while holding office, and then Sylvester Turner stepped up, and he died while holding that same seat. After she died, he stepped in. They had a special election. Sylvester Turner won. And so then Sylvester died. And now Menifee has inherited that seat. And he's a young guy. He's 38 years old. So he's inherited that seat. Now, because that seat is getting wiped out, he has to go against Al Green. I mean, he had to go against Al Green for the 18th district seat, right? So people are concerned that Al Green might die while holding office. Al Green is, I think, 78. So they're saying that he might die. They're afraid that he might die. Not that he's not qualified, but they're afraid that he might die while in office. And if he dies, they believe that it will hurt the party. So they want to get some new blood in there. And I think that hurt Al Green, because I personally think Al Green is really, really sharp. I just interviewed him a few months ago. He's still very sharp. He has all of his senses. He has all of his fight. And, you know, I can't see why he could not serve right now. I think if he was called to serve today, he would. At 79, you know, some people, you know, they last longer. You know, they get older, they age with grace. Al Green is one of those people who has aged with grace. His mind has aged with grace. But we'll see. What say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.